So what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Told you a couple videos ago that we'd be working on the Camaro. Got a little bit of a start before I turned the camera on, but it is all we've done is take the hood off, and that's about it. So this is a 2012 SS 6-speed, right? LS3. That we did the, by we I mean Dayton, who's behind the camera. He doesn't like to be on the camera. That's okay, but he's gonna help me run the camera. They've already swapped out the exhaust, which do headers, and then now it's got an X pipe. They got rid of the cats, got rid of the mufflers, everything. So it's basically, it's straight piped with an X pipe. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. So what he did was the BFD kit from Texas Speed. He started on it, hasn't done it, but it comes with headers and all the stuff to do your exhaust, and then cam, lifters, valve springs. Did I miss anything?
Timing chain.
A new timing chain. Of course, all your gaskets and everything to go with it. And then apparently in the middle of this process, we are now going to put this on E85 as well. So at some point in this process, we're going to be changing out the injectors, and we've got to pull the computer out, and we're going to take that to the tuner, and he's going to give us a base level tune to be able to drive it to his shop, and then he's going to dyno tune it and get everything set up once we're all done. So all we've done is take the hood off. We're going to start getting in here and just tearing into it. I don't have a tripod or anything. I've just got my camera, so I'll try to kind of take you along as we go, but today is kind of the boring stuff. It's just disassemble everything. We've got the heads have to come off. I don't know if you're familiar with an LS platform versus the old small block Chevrolet platform, different on the lifters. So the heads have to come off to get the lifters out. The heads also have to come off because we're going to respring them. We are pulling the cam. So, I mean, just basically we're going to turn this thing into a short block and then rebuild it all, because we're going to do a cam swap and all that kind of stuff. So, judging by the looks of it, I gotta have about this much room to put a cam in it. So yeah, all this is coming off. This will be fun. Right now it does have a cold air intake too on it, if you were noticing that. That cold air intake is, the intake alone is as big as the old box for the entire air filter. So the new filter alone is as big as the whole box. So anyway, that's pretty much that. You haven't done anything else to it. Well, it's got a two-step on it, which I don't really understand because it doesn't have any boost on it. But hey, the two-step sounds cool, so there you go. And I think that's it. So we're just gonna start digging into this, start unplugging some wires and pulling some stuff apart. I'll cut you back on here in a little bit as we get going. We'll go from there. Okay, so we got the throttle body taken off, the line over to the air intake. We've started busting loose the top radiator hose, the upper radiator hose, the lower radiator hose is loose off the filler neck there. Having a little bit of trouble with that one back there. It's hard to see right here, but I think that goes back to the heater core. I think that's the heater core hoses that are all connected to the water pump, and if that's from the factory, then shame on Chevrolet. If it's been touched before, whoever did it rotated this whole hose clamp that way. You know, it's one of those squeeze style hose clamps, which I hate anyway. They rotated all of it that way. You can't get to it with the pliers. So I'm gonna try to loosen up the water pump here and get it kind of hanging free a little bit, and then I should be able to get some pliers to that. But is that all four of them, or was that three?
That's four.
That's four? Okay, so it looks like the water pump is, give it a little shake and see what it does. If it doesn't move, there's more there. Okay, there's more bolts. I'm just gonna have to dig around and see where there might be some more. We've taken four of them off. Dayton's working on getting some of the rest of them. Can't get the power steering pump off because I don't have a power steering, that puller. So we're gonna make a run to the parts store here on Thanksgiving Day. There's a couple of them that are open, so probably have to make a run and do that here in a little bit. But yeah, just working through it. Good times. Working our way down until we can, and we're gonna have to get a fuel tool to take the fuel lines off. I don't have that. Got a couple different people I was gonna borrow one from. Nobody's came through yet, so we may end up having to just buy one, I don't know. So anyway, Dayton's working on getting these off. Once we get the water pump off and everything, I'll set you back on, kind of let you know where we're at. All right, so fast forward a whole bunch. We're on a different day. I got a little under the weather, so we didn't really work on it much over the weekend. But if you look down in here, we've got the intake off. I'm actually in the process of pulling this side head off. I've already got the rocker arms off. Basically, push rods are out. So we're getting real close to snatching this head off the block. The headers are loose on both sides already. We're jamming away. We were gonna pull the balancer, but found out that the puller that I've got is not right for this type of balancer, and it's not a job that you want to do with the wrong puller because it'll just cause you all kinds of problems. You'll tear up the end of the crank, and certainly don't want to do that. So we're just going to take our time, get the right puller. Zeus is not happy because he's in his crate, but it's cold outside, so we brought him in. The kit that we're going with here has new valve springs. I don't know if I went over this already, but new valve springs, new push rods. That's a big yawn. New push rods, but it'll reuse the same rocker arms. Of course, new head gaskets, and then new cam, new lifters. So that's basically what we're getting into here, is snatching this head off of here so that we can get to the lifters, get those swapped out, and about 784 more hours of disassembly, we'll start putting this hot rod back together. So I'll update you when we get the heads off, and we'll take a look and see what the pistons look like and all that good stuff. But for now, that's where we're at. So we're just gonna keep going. All right, another update here. Going through and just cleaning up the tops of these pistons, really trying to clean everything up. Dayton's finishing up over here on this side. Ran into some issues with the puller on the balancer, the harmonic balancer, but basically everything else is completely down. Once we get that balancer actually pulled off properly, we'll be able to take the cover off, the timing chain cover. We've got a new timing chain, new gasket, of course, obviously the new cam, the new oil pump that'll go down in there, and but we're gonna try a different puller tomorrow, and we're getting close. We're getting real close to being ready to start reassembly. This is all the old lifters. See if you can see this a little bit. It's hard to tell because the camera doesn't really want to focus. There we go. Little bit of a line in that one, and there was another one back towards the back. So I kind of feel good that we're replacing the cam and the lifters, because there were a couple of them that had a score mark similar to that, and it's just a small mark. A little piece of trash went through there at some point in time, so it's probably not a huge deal, but here we are. So both sides of the engine now, the pistons are cleaned up, and we're going to do the same thing on the heads. We did get all of the valve springs and the valves out of the heads, so there's all the old valve springs, those will be replaced, and the valves are the valves are actually over there in boxes up on top there. I've got them all marked. So that's pretty much it. That's the update for where we're at right now. It's late at night, and we're just working late in the night trying to get this thing done because my vacation is up at the end of this week, and then it's got to go to the tuner on
December 12th, and he's got to put this thing on the dyno and get everything tuned. So we do have a hard deadline. If we don't finish, we're going to lose the shop. I'm going to cut this video off here. We're going to call this part 1, and part 2 is going to be probably the rest of the teardown and going into the reassembly. So appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and keep watching, because I'll have part 2 of putting all this stuff back together with the new cam, new bump stick. Should sound really good. I'm excited to hear it. So anyway, we'll see you on the next one.